Hi, I'm Bobby Cinema. I'm here to speak about Coolio. His passing. You know, the guy died at 58 or 59 years old. He was one of the best rappers of all time. Mostly, I think he fell off the grid a lot of times. Mostly, he only had 2 platinum records and 1 gold record. It's not easy trying to keep up with everyone. But I think he sold about $10 million, 10 million records worldwide. He had $1.9 million. But since he passed away, his records will be worth a lot more. You know, there's always saying about when an artist is when a singer or a movie actor or a TV star passes, their movies or TV shows or their art quadruples the value. Say like Elvis, his albums his albums and his movies quadrupled the value when he died. Just like Michael Jackson, his albums, his songs quadrupled the value when he passed away, and so did Whitney Houston. There's a million artists could pass away. Take like Meatloaf. His albums will quadruple the value of it. His songs and his albums are going to quadruple the value. He's worth a lot more than he was. He's worth a lot more now. I can tell you right now that I respect Coolio. A lot of great rappers respect him. I don't know if Will Smith ever met him, but LL Cool J met him. So did Ice Cube. So did Keenan and Kel and Michelle Pfeiffer. Even Weird Al respected him. You know, his parody of Amish Paradise, that was a great song. I couldn't get it out of my head, but Weird Al singing Amish Paradise, that was a great song. You know, at least it's great to see him doing hip hop. As Gangster Paradise, that song was a huge hit. There were other songs he ever did, but only one I can remember that that won platinum was Gangsta Paradise. You know, if you guys see the music video every day on YouTube, it is more popular than ever. It means now his songs and his albums will quadruple the value. His estate's, right now his estate's almost worth $2 million. It'd be kind of tough for the children to fight over it. But if they wait a little bit longer, they could get the song. If their children wait a little bit longer, their estate could be worth a lot more when he's dead. It's just like since he passed away and died of a heart attack. His albums will quadruple the value, just like Whitney Houston did too. Mostly she died broke, but her albums and her music quadrupled the value. You know, Michael Jackson was born well. Michael Jackson wasn't born wealthy, but he worked twice as hard to get where he was. You know, if Michael was still alive, he would tell Coolio always to save his money. But if you want to spend money, spend less. Don't spend too much. That's what Michael did. I think he went a little extravagant, but you know what? He was a good guy. Just like Elvis, he had $5 million left in his bank account before he died, but his estate valued over $100 million, $100 to $200 million. Sometimes you're worth a lot more than. Sometimes estates easily quadruple. Most of his songs and his estate easily quadruples the value when you passed away. That's what art is like. Take like Leonardo da Vinci. His Mona Lisa painting is worth 6 times that much when he died. Say like let's see here, Rembrandt. He has a lot of paintings. Even after he died, his paintings are worth a lot more. They're worth about $10 or $20 million. It's like Michelangelo. His sculpture is worth 10 or 20 times more now than ever was. That photo that took in Times Square after World War II where a sailor and nurse kissed. That picture is worth a lot more when the guy passed away when he took the photo. There were a lot of paintings out there. When artists died, their paintings are worth a lot more. That's the reason it belongs in a museum. It also, it's also worth a lot. It's mostly if you have one album, people will pay $10 or $20 top dollar for it when you buy it. Mostly for me, if Britney Spears passes away, one of my albums would be worth a lot more. We were worth about 10 or 20 million, 5 or 10 or about $500 or $1,000 or $2,000 right now. But Britney Spears is in good health. It's unknown if she'll ever go back to work. Back to touring. I think she can make a lot more right now. Even if she goes back recording, mostly. Mostly one thing I learned about good people who record, producing albums, mostly their career fades, but their touring keeps them going. They make more money on touring than they ever did in recording. First you record, then if they like the song, it's really good, then you can tour. If you could make 3 or 4 platinum records, you can tour. You could tour all the time, and they wouldn't care. Mostly for me, if Britney Spears was doing a residency here, it would cost her it would cost the university over $100 million to keep her. And believe me, if Bill Gates had to foot the bill himself, they would have paid her $100 million just to keep her in Maryville. Take like the Backstreet Boys. How many celebrities do we see here in Maryville? Not a lot. One time back in college, there was David Spade came here once. There was Pauly Shore. Then there was Ellen. But they were stars. But they were still stars back then. Even Carrot Top performed here and performed in the college play in college. So did David Collier. They were all famous. They were all famous. But mostly would have cost a fortune to get these guys to come. But it was worth it, and they did sell a lot of tickets. And they sold a lot of tickets. Believe me, if you have Britney, believe me, to get Britney Spears here would have cost a fortune. And I don't think anyone has like $100 million lying around. Not in this town. I don't think. Mostly for me, the only person who could front that bill, unless anybody is friends with Bill Gates, or Jeff Bezos. I was kind of imagine when if Bill Gates ever spoke here. Do you know how much it would cost to get a guy like him to come to this town? It would cost like a lot of money to get him to come here. We're talking about like $2 or $3 million, or $20 million, or $100 million to get him to speak out here, to come here, or speak in this event, speak in a local event. Take a look at the. I've seen a lot of places, but as for Coolio, he is one of the best men I ever knew. If they were going to do a memorial concert, I hope they do one pretty soon to give him a tribute, to honor him. They should have gave him a star in the Walk of Fame. I know it would cost a fortune to get him. I know it would cost about $10,000, $20,000 or $4,000. I would help out Harpy, but I don't have that kind of money. I don't think no one has that kind of money. Besides, it would cost a lot of money to get it. I don't know if anyone would be stupid enough to pay $40,000 for him. $40,000 to get a star on the Walk of Fame. And it's going to be hard to get a hold of his relatives or any of his. He may be dead, but one of his relatives will have to vouch to get a star on the Walk of Fame and speak out. There are other celebrities out there we wish we could put stars on the Walk of Fame for. Well, there are one I wish I could put on. One time I wish I could put Mel Gibson's star in the Walk of Fame, but he turned it down. Even Clint Eastwood turned down his star in the Walk of Fame. But what about Danny Glover? You know, he should get a star on the Walk of Fame. So did Denzel Washington. I don't know if he has one, but he should get one. You know, Coolio won a Kids' Choice Award. I think it was in '96 or '97 that he won it. Then there was also he also won a Grammy and American Music Award. I'm not sure if he won a People's Choice Award, but those are only two awards I know he won. You know, his song should have been the Oscars because "Gangster Paradise" was a song was directly soothing. But I don't think he could compete against "My Heart Will Go On" with Titanic with Celine Dion. You know, I was thinking about Celine Dion, how she would have remembered when she passes away. She'll be remembered a lot. You know, celebrities always have memorials, but if Coolio's funeral was open to the public, everybody would go, and it'll be worldwide. You know, Coolio only had two albums, three records that went. Two of them went platinum, and one went gold. You know, other records right now don't exactly be certified. Besides, it's not easy being in top 10 for the rest of your life. You know, take like rappers, it's kind of hard to stay on top 10 every day. You know, Will Smith was lucky when he was the Fresh Prince. He had a few platinum records or gold records out. And there was also LL Cool J. You know, it's not easy for him to stay on top, get a top 10 record. Left from he has TV series to fall back on. Take like Bow Wow. You know, he had a few platinum and gold records, but it's not easy staying on top a lot of times. You know, Madonna's star kind of albums are practically fading right now, but she could still make more money in concerts or touring than making her albums. You know, if Coolio had to live for one more day, had one more day to live, or had a few more months to live, that he would he would produce another album. And this time, even if after he passed away before the album was out, it would have been platinum right now. Right now, his albums are worth a lot more. Now that when he's dead, when he passed away, it is tough to keep going. It's tough for celebrity. It is tough for artists to keep going. Even take like Bruce Lee's movies, like Enter the Dragon. When he died, that movie was skyrocketed, became international fame before he died. Yeah, right now Enter the Dragon is worth a lot more when he passed away than he was alive. You know, mostly for me, I don't know if Coolio ever met any presidents or any heads of state, but he is he is a big celebrity. Even his theme song from Keenan the Kel is really famous. I think people are going to watch Keenan the Kel more often now since he's passed away, and I think it's going to be a great tribute to him. That's all I have to say right now. So, I'm Bobby Cinema. Goodbye and good luck.